Hello there everybody, the Hat Person here, and welcome back to some more Senran Kagura Shinovi versus. I'm sorry if we're not posting an episode, twice in a row actually. I think, Tuesday and Wednesday there was no episode, because I had a lot of technical problems, and then I got too pissed off about it, and I just stopped, out of sheer anger. Because, I tried recording, and then, when I finished recording, it turned out that I wasn't recording any of the audio, and since there's voice acting and stuff, I actually need the audio. So, yeah, I scrapped that, and then I tried it again, and then, everything that I feared happened. You know, GarageBand crashed, Elgato crashed, everything crashed, and, yeah, I got too angry about it, and I just decided to stop and said, you know what, I'll restart everything, I'll, you know, try and figure something out, and then I'll try recording it again. And so here we are. So, everything should be stable. There really is no reason for anything to crash right now. And even if it does, then I'll take a break in between episodes to save everything. So, yeah, if you guys wonder why I save so much in the middle of an episode, that's why. Because I always have that aching, haunting fear behind me of, like, everything will just completely be lost. But anyway, no time for me to just bitch and moan and make you guys feel bad, or, you know, I don't want to bore you with any of the stupid-ass details, video-related or otherwise. Right now, I just want to touch Ayami's boobs and then just go to my items and buy stuff. Old friend reunion. You'll see what that picture is in a moment. That picture is actually going to be showing up right now in the episode that we're about to do. Because as I said before, I was trying to record previously, and it didn't work. So, yeah, you're gonna be seeing an episode featuring Yomi, and she's gonna be a little bit higher level than the last time you saw her. And that's exactly because I already did the mission that we're about to see. But, yeah, technical issues prevent me from actually showing it and giving you, like, my initial reaction and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm gonna have to employ the secret weapon. Well, not the secret weapon, just the other alternative, and just act like I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'll react. I'll fake react. Is this really new? I feel like I've gotten the same piece of lingerie, like, 8 different times. I guess it doesn't have stars now, it's circles. I don't know, like, the same green, like, pant-looking thing. It's weird. But anyway. The second mission, right here, so, yeah, the Komichi episode here with Homura was the first one that we did. No. Oh, no, this is the one that I was talking about. God, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, this is the one that I recorded and that I wasn't able to put out because shitty stuff happened. But, yeah, we're gonna be doing this one. This is the opening to Chapter 3. And then after that, we're going to, do the Hikage mission. And so, yeah, now that, you know, after everything that happened yesterday and then some stuff happened today, I'm just really fucking pissed off. And you guys know more than anyone else that I hate recording stuff angry. But it's about time that I actually released an episode. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do it. So, yeah, if I say some mean stuff or I'm too dismissive, and I say something that I don't mean or something, don't listen to me too much. I've said this before again, also in the Senran Kagura series. If I'm ever angry about anything, don't listen to a single goddamn thing I say, because I get very belligerent, and then I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about most of the time. So, yeah, take everything I say with a microscopic grain of salt, and, or sand, or whatever. And, let's just continue on with the story. Okay, we begin. These are the slums. Here's where all the poor people are at. Here's, I think, where Ikaruga comes from. This is where Yomi comes from. And this is where Murakumo comes from. I don't think Ikaruga comes from this place in particular. But I'm saying that she comes, you know, from a very poor, you know, origin. She was basically living in the shitter, pretty much how you see here. But anyway, this is Yomi's story. This is from her perspective, and here we go. These slums are my beloved hometown, my life itself. From housing made out of cardboard to veritable mansions of iron, human warmth spills from every corner of this shantytown on the outskirts of the city. So it looks horrible, but I guess she's implying that all the people here are really nice. Ironically, it's situated right next to the towering buildings that serve as a symbol of Japan's wealth and prosperity. Alright. So, comedy music comes in immediately. And if you can recognize a voice, you can tell that it's Ikaruga, with her superhero persona, or I guess, you know, whatever, vigilante persona, however you want to call it. And so in Japanese, it's KP Kamen, and Kamen, I think, means mask. So why the fuck that they changed it to BC Mask. Like, I don't understand why they would change it from KP to BC, because whenever I hear the Japanese voice and then I read the text, I just get fucking confused and disoriented, and it pisses me off. So, yeah, I don't know why. I've yet to understand it, but, I don't know. I guess only the localization will know. BC Mask's voice echoes throughout the Central Plaza. Why is it not KP common? No idea. I guess they just thought that Americans were too stupid to, just connect the dots from one thing to the other. When she performed her signature pose, the children cheer with unbridled glee. Is this a kid? He sounds like a little kid. Seriously, Yomi just said, oh man, this place is full of really nice people, and then you have this guy, or at least this little kid, sounding like a complete sleazeball. Oh, so it's not towards Ikaruga, it's towards someone else. There we go. Again, why the hell does Yomi say that? Oh, this place is dripping with warm feelings and good people. And also, another issue that I have, if I didn't have enough of an issue already. So in the text it says that the kid went pfft, but I didn't hear a pfft. So why'd you put pfft? Like, why? Do you think that we're really do you really think I'm that much of an idiot that I'm not gonna tell that in the dialogue they didn't go pfft? So why put that? Why? I just don't understand. It's like when somebody says 2 + 2 = 4, and then for some reason you just add like 7 other words in there, and they just assume that I'm not gonna notice. Alright, punish him. But I would love it if I could actually see it. But of course, you never see anything. You just see the buildings where everything takes place. The kids are holding their breath in anticipation as they watch this one-woman superhero show unfold. I too am taking in BC Mask's performance, though my vantage point is a bit closer. So you're saying one-woman superhero show. So are you saying that what we just saw with like the kid hitting on the girl and everything, is that supposed to be acted? I mean, it certainly didn't sound like it. I mean, there really was no indication that it was acted out, so, yeah. What, you put on a mask and then be a superhero and be very ridiculous like Ikaruga? Yeah, probably. The show ends, and after a round of thunderous applause, BC Mask walks towards me into the designated backstage area. Really? We're making a show here and there's a backstage area? The mask is removed and Ikaruga wipes the sweat from her brow. Or Ikaruga, as a lot of fucking idiots say on the internet. Seriously. Like, maybe the people that localize this game really is right. Maybe we are too stupid to, like, not notice these things. I guess we just hear Japanese and we just completely, like, you know, mute it out and we don't know, we decide not to listen to anything. And don't pay attention to it at all. Because no matter how many times characters like Yomi say the word Ikaruga, Ikaruga-san, people always say Ikaruga. Because they played a game, and they called it Ikaruga that one time. So her name is Ikaruga, so I'll call her Ikaruga. Some people might go as far as to call her Ikaruge. And so those people are just fucking brain dead. But either way, Ikaruga. Why is it so fucking hard? It's a lot easier to pronounce that than to, like, give yourself speed bumps along the way and call it Ikaruga. Like, what the fuck? Ugh, whatever. Yomi or Yaomai? Because I like the way that it sounds, so I'm gonna say it because fuck actually saying it correctly. You can't tell me what to do. There we go. Wearing an outfit made from bags of bean sprouts taped together, of course she does. I dance out into the spotlight. Seriously, you might as well put just a giant Walmart bag on your body. Cropped bean sprout mask is here. I said this in the previous recording that we lost, but she really needs to shorten that name. Would have been a lot catchier if it was just sprout mask. No need for you to say cropped bean. Yeah, let us bloom in the depths of the muck. That should be your phrase. Everybody in the faction has a phrase. There should be like a special story that is just like all of the characters in like superhero mode, and they all have like their own little catchphrase. I guess Yomi's one would be bloom in the depths of the muck with unmatchable pluck. All eyes are on me as I practice my carefully choreographed entrance in the middle of the stage. Emulating Ikaruga successfully ended with the finishing pose I've rehearsed. Great. Have an explosion in the background every single time you pose like the Power Rangers. At this point, however, an angry mob can be heard over by the main road, and there's a group of people with picket signs. Uh-oh. The protesters scare the children, so much so that we have no choice but to halt the show. Yeah, it's not like you're just gonna continue with all these people rioting. Okay. I approach the mob, still dressed in my costume. Fantastic. Everybody gonna take you seriously like that. Several members. Great, thank you very much for the black transition, leading us to exactly the same fucking picture. Several members of the rowdy throng carry signs reading things like "No to redevelopment." Standing opposed to these masses is a familiar face from local TV, President Tyro of Tyro Corporation. Okay, so we've heard this name before. This is the person that took in Murakumo. This is Murakumo's family, right? With an elegant mustache, bowler hat, cane, and butterfly tie, he looks like he was traveling forward in time from the 1800s and across the ocean at that. Yep, I was literally about to say that. That just sounds like typical, like, silent film villain, you know, twirly mustache guy. Yeah. Tyro has been coordinating a major media push with other politicians for the redevelopment of the slums. It seems today is the day he's chosen to come and observe the shantytown firsthand. Yeah, and there's still people living here, and so if they freaking take all this down and make like another Walmart or a mini mall, then all these people are not gonna have a place to live anymore. According to Tyro, the residents here are unlawfully occupying the land, and thus have no right to oppose his proposition. Unsurprisingly, this isn't the sort of thing that downtrodden occupants of the area are particularly willing to accept. Yeah, duh. They gather along the main road and begin chanting in unison, "Get out!" The locals begin closing in on Tyro, and it feels as though violence could break out at any moment. Oh no. I mean, what else can they do? They don't have money. Tyro, however, seems completely nonplussed. With scorn in his eyes, he quietly murmurs, "Eliminate them." Okay, so he really has no qualms with just killing people. Fantastic. He's as evil as evil can get, I guess. Suddenly, a strange figure can be seen standing before him. Suddenly? What? Pretty sure that's just Shinovi. She's clad in an armored warrior-like cape and sports a dark brown ponytail. Oh yeah, I think all of you guys already know who it is. In her hand, she brandishes what looks like a giant meat cleaver, and her face is completely obscured behind an ogre mask. Yep, it's Murakumo, and because Tyro is Murakumo's adopted family, then obviously she's gonna follow whatever he says. Although, I do still take issue with it, because Murakumo's a good shinobi, right? And so if she's a good shinobi, why the hell would she be doing evil stuff, like eliminating a bunch of poor people that have no choice but to live in the slums? But of course, if we take a look at the Gessen storyline, we can very much tell that Gessen, at least initially, are not good people at all. She seems to be Tyro's bodyguard. With her imposing cleaver at the ready, she begins approaching the residents. Caught off guard, they respond by half-heartedly brandishing their picket signs and taking up the most convincing battle stances they can imagine. Well, yeah, like, we took a few notes from KP Kamen and the Bean Sprout Lady, and there we go, we got the poses from them. No explosions, though. This can't end well. At this rate, there will surely be injuries and possibly fatality. Dude, she has a meat cleaver. You think there's gonna be injuries? No, she's gonna flat-out kill these people, I'm sure. But it's too late. The residents are already swinging their signs, and the bodyguard has already swung her cleaver. I draw my blade and quickly position myself between the two sides. Wata! There we go, that's the mask. Quite the mask, that one. That came from like a bean sprout box or something? I mean, it's just a mask. I was led to understand that she had like a cape or like a bigger dress made out of bean sprout bags. Well, whatever. Anyway, here we go. We have the two of them clashing. Sparks fly as my weapon and hers collide. Isn't this kind of weird? The person that considers herself a good shinobi is here working for a corrupt corporation that is about to destroy the lives of many poor people that don't have a choice but to live there. And then you have Yomi, the renegade supposed evil shinobi that is helping all of these poor people and defending them. So yeah, everything is kind of backwards here. The good person is the evil one and the supposedly evil one is the good person. Sparks fly as my weapon and hers collide. Who are you? Oh, come on, you can't tell from the mask? I'm the great Beansprout Mask. Can't you see? No, like seriously, like it's so obvious. Come on, like sure, she has like a little bit of her face covered, but come on. It's not that difficult to figure out.
ユミ。
我は村雲。私塾月戦女学館の選抜メンバーだ。
Yes, elite class at Gessen, the goodest good guys that you'll ever see. We're so good that we're evil. Gessen is a well-known good shinobi high school. If she is indeed from the elite class there, this fight will not be an easy one. Or maybe it will be an easy one and they'll just make excuses about how they actually won and they just magically feel superior than us. The bodyguard pushes herself away from me, then immediately comes in for another swing. I return the favor. During the struggle, my Beansprout mask and her Ogre mask both somehow end up knocked away. We're both staring directly into one another's eyes. Oh, well, there you go. And that means that Yomi won. Because as soon as the Ogre mask is off, then just, like, immediately Murakumo gets super self-conscious and ashamed of her existence and just covers her face and runs away and cries. So that's what's gonna happen here, right? The sight causes us both to freeze in place for a moment. Yep. So, it's not possible for us to see this story without completing all the other 3 stories. So, everybody here should already know that Yomi and Murakumo actually grew up together in this very place that we're fighting for. And so, after a certain point, the both of them separated, and they never saw each other again until now.
あなたはもしかして。
呼ぶなら村雲と呼べ。我たちはもう忍びだ。
Yep. And Murakumo being Murakumo, she's incredibly strict and conservative about the whole how the true shinobi do it. So, yeah, she's obviously not gonna, put her guard down. She's not gonna be nice to her or anything. She's gonna be like, well, the real shinobi don't do this, and the real shinobi don't do that, and we should address each other as such, and whoever loses has to die. She's very super duper, like, rigid about that kind of stuff, which really pisses me off about her, but,
それなら村雲ちゃん。
And she bails. Before I can finish my thought, the sound of sirens blaring out into the distance suddenly reaches our ears. Several patrol cars are approaching the area. All the residents scatter like fearful bugs. Taro and his group begin their retreat as well. Not really. So they're escaping, which it kind of implies that they're not really supposed to be here, destroying this entire area. Because they really got a whole bunch of politicians to, convince them to actually be able to destroy this place and replace it with something else. Also, if it is as unlawful as he keeps saying it is, then he shouldn't have a problem. If the cops come in, if the police officers come in, it doesn't matter. He can just be here and be like, hey, it's unlawful for them to be here. I have a right to be here. Like, just, he can use his politician corporation money and just, like, be here. Why would he run away from the police? That already rings a few, that rings a few red lights for me. Of course, just run away, just like everybody else in Gessen. I didn't actually lose, I was just testing you, bye. Murakumo disappears as swiftly as she came without once looking back. Alright. Murakumo, there we go, just to change it up a little bit. We took the same background that we had before, and we just turned it into sepia tone. Murakumo and I were both raised in the shanty town. She's roughly 1 year older than I am. Her parents were killed in an accident when she was young, and it affected her very deeply. Her already shy personality worsened to the point that she wanted nothing more than to hide her face from the world. She began to wear a garbage bag over her head with holes for her eyes, nose, and mouth. She became a source of ridicule for the other kids as a result. I couldn't sit idly by and watch her get tormented, so I made a mask out of taped-up Beansprout bags and joined her. Of course, all of you, if you have seen the Gessen? Yeah, if you've seen the Gessen story, I think you guys have already seen that picture. That is the true origin of cropped Beansprout mask. Sure, the true origin, right? Batman Begins, as one would say. And in that moment, I became fast friends with the girl now known as Murakumo. But one day, Murakumo disappeared without a word. People said she'd been kidnapped or that she'd passed away. I desperately searched for her, but never did find any clues as to her whereabouts. Finally, after all these years, I see her again, but our reunion is a bit different than I had hoped. Gessen Academy is a good shinobi school, which makes us the so-called evil shinobi. Her enemies, yeah, even those completely backwards. Yeah, she's part of the good shinobi, hence why she has a really creepy mask and a meat cleaver full of blood. It may mean a fight to the death the next time we meet, yeah. I mean, obviously I'm an evil shinobi, right? Because I'm the one that keeps, cooking for all of my friends that live in a cave, and why I keep coming up to this place full of poor people so I can make their day a little better by dancing and being ridiculous and pretending to be a superhero. Yeah, that's the grand reunion. Of course, it wouldn't be so bad if Murakumo wasn't such a fucking bitch all the time. But anyway, I heave a heavy sigh, and now we're moving on to more dialogue. Okay, we're back in the cave. That's, well, we just met up with somebody from Gessen, so I'm just assuming that the news will have something to do with Gessen, especially if the news is not good, which is a thing that Gessen is totally not, is not good. And again, I want to reiterate, assuming that this takes place during the first half of the story, you know, like when Gessen barely, like, starts to assert themselves and they start showing up and fighting, then yes, they are definitely not good and super extremists. It's not until the second half of the story where they kind of start to realize what they're doing wrong, and then they kind of start to become good again. Uh-huh. Yep, and against another good shinobi school, no less. Really, that's 2 fights they lose already. They lost versus the new Heavy Joe, and then they lost against Gessen now. Well, yeah, when they say all of Hanzo, they mean everybody, including Nikaraga. Yeah, I do wonder what it is they're doing. Ever since we finished off their story, I really haven't seen anything about them. There we go, we're invading them, but not because we want to defend our friends or anything, but because we want to see how strong they are, or so some other thing that Homura would say. I love how Haruka is the only one here that keeps it real and says, like, yeah, we know why we're going there, you know, let's not try and veil it. We're renegades, and even if we were originally evil shinobi, we're renegades. We don't have to follow the rules of anybody. We do whatever we want. And if we want to help our friends, we'll help our friends. Whatever, fuck it. Well, we wouldn't be fighting if it weren't for that, right? There we go, here we go again. No need for us to repeat ourselves, right? Ah, great, fantastic excuse. Sure has nothing to do with the girl that we never mentioned until you brought her up. And again, for some reason, like, there's a lot of space for the characters to show up on screen, and for some reason they're not showing up. Great, the 2 characters that are talking are not on screen. First is like the fucking background with text, and we just have to like imagine all this shit happening. And even when you have the fucking 3D models right there, they don't fucking show up, so what the fuck? Yeah, let's go. Okay. Let's travel over there and see. And there we go, that was fast. It would have been nice if I could actually, like, fight some enemies along the way, you know, like how we usually do it. You know, fight some enemies, run along a very long hall, and then fight some more enemies, then finish the level, and then do the dialogue, and then have the boss battle. But no, just like a black transition, and boop, now we're here. I took, I asked for Goku. I called him on the phone, and he teleported me over here. And what is Murakumo doing? Just like staring at a wall somewhere? Was she expecting her to arrive? Why is she just like standing there not doing much of anything? Yeah, well, what do you think? Obviously, yes. As closed off and as distant as ever, huh? Hesitant to divulge the results? Why? Why would you be hesitant, especially if you like end up winning? Like, she's not dead. Like, you're saying it as if like she got killed or something, but no, like defeat. Oh, believe me, we have a very long and drawn-out story segment to that gives her the reasons. God, shut up about that. Asking a shinobi, come on. Who the hell invented the How to Be a True Shinobi rulebook? God, fuck you. You're just making shit up at this point. It's like, well, a true shinobi doesn't ask about their past. It's like whenever women are like, well, you never ask a woman their age. You're like, well, why the fuck not? You just, I don't know. I feel like Murakumo is just avoiding the question and just trying to be all tough and hard-ass because she doesn't want to confront the problem of actually meeting up with a childhood friend that she has the answer to for all the bullshit she's been doing. All of the not good shit that she's been doing.
大老財閥が進めている再開発計画に手を貸すのはやめてください。私たちが育った場所が潰されようとしているんですよ。
Trying to get rid our childhood home? Don't you mean trying to get rid of our childhood home? That's one out of like a bunch of different typos that I've seen all across the game.
断ると言ったら
And if you refuse, we're gonna have to start speaking your strict conservative language and actually start to kick your ass.
忍び同士は戦ってこそ分かり合える。私はそう思っています。
Well, it's the only way that she'll understand. Because a true shinobi argues through battle or whatever bullshit.
いいだろう。我に勝てればお前の願い聞いてやる。
Alright, fantastic.
さあ来い。
Let's do it.
村雲ちゃん行きます。
Okay, let's begin. We're in the icy territories of Gessen, which means that wearing a skirt is probably not the best idea. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and begin this lower than 30 frames battle. At least for the time being. Whenever you barely begin a battle, the frame rate does get a little choppy, but it kind of catches up with itself eventually. And of course, the more enemies I get rid of, the better it gets, so don't worry about it too much. It's especially a hell of a lot more noticeable to me because recently I've been playing a bunch of 60 FPS games on PlayStation 4, and so it is a little daunting to come back to the PlayStation TV and play a bunch of 30 FPS games, which is not implying that it's a bad thing. I've never been those kind of super elitist people that take the frame rate too seriously. There's so many people out there that think that a game is good if the frame rate is good, which is absolute fucking bullshit. There's so many people out there that to them the frame rate, like this stupid little number, is like it means everything to them, and people just really rant and they slam a game just for the frame rate, and they make like really snarky, sarcastic jokes like the ones that you see on the internet all the time. Like, well, I'd play it if it was actually playable, but 30 FPS, so fuck it. And I just want to slap them in the fucking nuts because it's really not everything. People can be so fixated about graphics so much that they just completely, like, overlook why they're even playing the game to begin with. But yeah, I've never been super obsessive about that. I will go as far as to say that I've never even given a crap about that kind of stuff, ever. But, you know, I'm not gonna deny that there isn't a difference. There is a difference. And sometimes the frame rate can go a long way depending on what game you're playing. But, you know, whether it's low or high, if it's consistent overall, I don't make a big fuss about it. Anyway, speaking of making a big fuss out of things, here's Murakumo, and we're about to kick her ass. We are a little bit more higher level than we should be, so I don't know if that's gonna make the fight easier, or what, no idea. All I know is that I'm kind of okay with Murakumo tearing off Yomi's clothing. And that's totally not because I want to see her without any clothing, but that's because that's gonna give us an even better excuse to transform, be more powerful, and just throw a bunch of ninja arts that will very swiftly and quickly kick her ass. Bah. We've been poisoned ever since this fight with Murakumo started. It's kind of bullcrap. It's because these goddamn Raven enemies keep freaking charging at me and it's annoying. Also, Yomi is really slow and her turns are really stiff and rough, so that's kind of giving me a disadvantage versus Murakumo, who's really fast. She's pretty much the Gessen version of Ikaruga. So, yeah, I'm a bit of at a loss here. I just need to keep my distance, look for an opening, or just, like, parry, and not have that, what just happened, happen to me again. Blocking? Ah! Yeah, those triangle moves are really not blockable. At least not when they're fully charged. Sure. Okay. Okay, there's no one else. There's no one else here. It's just you and me. So, god damn it. God damn it, she's too fast. Okay. All I need to do now is just keep smacking her around until she transforms. To which then maybe I will transform too, because I can't... If I can barely put a dent on her now, then I really will need to use the transformation. Also, like, she's really fast, so whenever she employs her dash, she distances herself a lot from me. So, the lock-on that I have on her disappears. After a certain distance, the lock-on just doesn't work. So, I need to stay close to her so that I don't stop locking on, but at the same time, I need to keep my distance because she's really fast and I have really slow attacks. And so, yeah, I really need to know when is a good time for me to actually hit. I could just shoot her with my crossbow, like that, she can get dizzy. At least, well, there's a chance of her getting dizzy. And then that's where I can get in and attack. Alright. Come on. Damn it. Okay, maybe? Dizzy? No? Apparently not. Okay, just keep somersaulting in the air like crazy. I'll just be here trying to attack you. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, that last attack that launches her into the air is so slow that by the time it happened, she already did a double jump and just completely escaped that attack. Hold on, do I have any triangle moves prior, prior to the... Okay, so just square and directly hold triangle. Okay, okay, so it's bombs. Okay, where the hell are you? Where are you? Okay. There we go. Okay, that didn't work. I ended up getting launched myself rather than her. Huh? There we go. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, come on. She's too floaty. She's like floating around in the air while I'm throwing all those bombs in the ground. Oh my god, this is annoying! She keeps doing that fucking dash attack in the air. And it just... She's not even hitting me and now I'm just fucking annoyed. There we go. Okay, let's finish it off. Let's actually get serious this time. You're so close to dying. Okay, time to say goodbye. There we go, that easy. Oh, now you're saying I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. Pretty much, yeah, very well said. This little squabble was pointless enough. Okay, now who's the superior one? I lost. Okay, so she doesn't have her mask, and she's not freaking out. I guess because Yomi saw Murakumo's face from way before, and they grew up together, I guess she trusts her a little bit more. But, yeah, I don't know. Oh, great, what a good thing to remind her about. Yeah, especially now, considering the position that you're in. Okay, that still doesn't answer our question of, will you help in not redeveloping the slums? There we go. And by listen, I mean talk to my meat cleaver. Well, it seems that Yomi doesn't know it yet, but, yeah, all of us as an audience already know that this Tyro guy is, Murakumo's adoptive family. Oh, come on, shut up about that. Even with your mask off, you're still being super rigid about that. That's what I hate about you. You know, you could be such a really cool character, but all this shinobi bullshit, you're making up this big fucking rule book about what a real shinobi does and what they don't do and all that stuff. It's just holding you back so much. No wonder you're so ashamed, or no wonder people are always so concerned about you. You always keep taking things away from yourself. You are your own worst enemy. You're worse than Murasaki. At least Murasaki, like, freaking literally fights herself at some point. But Murakumo, she just closes herself off. She hides behind that fucking ogre mask. And that's gonna mean the death of her.
そうですね。
No, she's not right.
いつかまた貧民街で会える時が来ればいいね。
We can see each other again at the shantytown. Yeah, man. Oh, tasteless to ask about their past, even if they're childhood friends? Come on.
その時は忍び名ではなく本当の名前で呼び合いましょう。
Yeah, by our real names, maybe then we'll find out what their actual real names are. And there we go. We ended up on I guess, relatively good terms. Anyway, we are surrounded by snow. It is kind of cold. I'm gonna go and get some pants now.
こんな評価。
And we got a D. Even after our second attempt, we still got a D. So, yeah, I think we went from level 10 to 14 before. And now we're going all the way to 18. Just 4 more levels. And is there anything more? A new technique. That's fine. Alright then. So... It's about to be 7 p.m. today, so I don't know if I want to upload it now. Because it's already going to take like 1 hour to render this goddamn episode. And it's a long episode, so it might even take like 2 hours. Fucking hell. So I don't know. Either I upload this now, or I give you guys 2 episodes tomorrow. Maybe I'll upload 2 episodes tomorrow, because then right now, this far into the night, there really isn't anybody checking my channel out. I mean, there's nobody checking out my channel, period, but, you know, at this time of the day, even less so. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess if no one's gonna watch it anyway, then why does it matter if I upload it today or tomorrow? I might as well upload it as soon as possible. Anyway, as you guys can tell, I've been pretty pissed off during this entire session. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go and I'm gonna cool off. I'm gonna try and chill for a little bit, calm down, do something that doesn't get me fucking angry. I'm gonna say, well, I'll listen to a podcast. No. Or maybe I'll watch a YouTube video. No. Or maybe I'll go on Twitter and... No, even worse. So right now, everything is fucking pissing me off. For some reason, I'm just in one of those days where I just don't want to talk or hear or listen to anything. So, I think I'm gonna go and maybe, like, get some water and just not think about anything. Or, like, play something else and then come back. And when I'm in higher spirits, I will continue on with this series. And the next episode will be a Hikage episode, so at the very least, we'll be able to get some laughs out of that. And we haven't done that one yet, so, yeah, we have that going for us. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I don't know why you would, but if you did, for some reason, then go ahead and give this video a like. And, of course, you can subscribe. Like that, you can always, you know, see every single video whenever it comes out. Like that, you'll never miss a single thing. I'm the Hat Person, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Senran Kagura. Bye-bye.